I have a kind of a fairly short scope here, a word, literally a word, a key ingredient that every relationship must have. Thank you for inviting followers. Hello, hello, doing great. Video is a little challenging, but making it work. Okay, challenging Valentine's Day. Well, and that's like your first or second Valentine's as married, isn't that right, Rachel? Thanks for inviting your followers. Come on in, guys. Come on in. I'll give it a little minute here. It's just, I was on vacation. I haven't been on Scope, really. Daniel, you don't have time to be here. You weren't going to be here, Daniel, but there you are. Hello, hello. Oh, and Jess is here too. Let the rivalry begin. You guys are so funny. Everybody, if you don't know, there is his friend passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rachel. And Daniel's trying to defend his spot. So the rivalry, the competition with Daniel and Jess is already happening right out of the gate. And Jennifer, Dr. Fee just came on in. Hi, Jennifer, how are you? It's been about 10 days since I've done a real scope, like a content scope, guys. Although Doug and I jumped in and did a brief Amazing Intimacy show from our vacation, but we had really a not good connection. And so that's available on our website, but good to see you too, Jennifer. For those of you who are new, is there anyone who's new? It doesn't look like it so far. Otherwise, they're lurking. Word out that the tapping of the hearts has changed. Have you heard this, guys? You can now tap 1 heart per second. No more heart balming. However, I appreciate the heart balming because I know you're there. But they're no longer counting in the same way. Isn't that crazy? Welcome, Wendy. I'm glad to have you here. You're in heart rehab. You know, it's going to help my carpal tunnel, but I don't know how to stop tapping when I jump on people's scopes because I'm in the habit of just paying my rent by tapping on the screen. I know, and I was really working towards my 1,000,000 hearts, and so now I'm a little bit disappointed because I like the carrot of the hearts and the accruing of hearts. It kind of gives me something. For those of you who don't know, replay viewers who may be new to me too, thank you for tapping on the screen slowly and for sharing me out to Twitter. I appreciate that as well. My name is Leslie Gustafson. I am a sex and marriage and women's therapist of 25 years. I'm here on Scope and in life, helping you create amazing intimacy in your lives, in your relationships, and if wanted, with God. And I have had the honor and privilege of doing that for a very long time. I also am co-author, mostly lesser author, of the book. There's a little screenshot moment for you of the book Amazing Intimacy, Create a Spectacular Marriage in and Out of the Bedroom. Yay for in and out of the bedroom. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you for reading the book. Those who have gotten the book or are reading the book, who are dipping into the book, chewing on it a little, or going from beginning to end. The book is almost 3 years old and 368 pages long. It is a how-to guide for love, sex, and passion. And it's everything, at least up until 3 years ago, that my husband and I have learned in our own journey and in over 62 years of helping thousands of people, because we're old and we've been in private practice a long time. But I'm on Scope here to give back, to let you know what I know so you can use it to grow yourselves and your relationships. So thank you guys for being here. So I've just had this word buzzing around in my head for the last few days, and I thought, well, I just need to scope about it. Because honestly, it is, hey Ryan, welcome, it is the number one key ingredient in healthy relationships. And because this is a group that likes to guess, I'm going to give you a hint. But first, I'm going to ask you a vulnerable, transparent question, and I will also share my answer. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for a vulnerable, transparent question? Give me a thumbs up if you are. I have the best time with these scopes, you guys. Thanks for being here. Sure, you're open to the questions. Superman Shirt and Daniel and Jess are continuing to spar. Let's do it. Okay, you guys, be honest. Do a little inner work here. Would you say you are more of a giver or a taker? I know, it's a hard one. Are you more of a giver or a taker? We tend to lean a little more in one direction or another. Ryan is more of a giver. It's a hard question, I know. Overgiver. Thank you for that honest answer. Hey, Daniel. Thanks for joining. Daniel Roberts just joined. Awesome. Crap, I'm a taker, says Rachel. It's a hard one. And our histories, our family of origins, whatever we've walked through, as well as our temperament can really form our predisposition. A giver, but I have been a taker. Yes. Honest answers, taker. Tomorrow I'm marrying oh my gosh, you're getting married tomorrow? What? Wendy, congratulations. Oh my gosh, everybody be lifting up Wendy tomorrow so that she can have a most awesome marriage. Wow. I used to be a taker. Yes, and I think we lean in one direction or another. I have tended to be more of a taker historically, and I lean in the direction of being more of a taker. And let me explain. Because I'm a little bit introverted, because I'm a little bit can get kind of self-focused or preoccupied in my head, I can forget to give. Hey, Nurse Marnie, welcome. And so I have had to learn over time to be proactive and get outside of myself and to remember to pursue, to reach out, to give. Because if left to my own devices, I will just blob away from people. So yes, now Doug, my husband, has tended to be a much better giver, and he's really taught me so much early on in our relationship and throughout our marriage. So for me, I have to be reminded and be pushing myself through this kind of avoidant position I can get myself into. Introverts get power away from people. They can. So that's the first part. I still haven't told you the key word, but it's a part of giving and taking. Some of us are more givers than takers, but we each must be both. We have to have the ability to give. We have to have the ability to take or receive or ask for what we need or want. Yes? Would you agree? There's some hearts that agree right there. We need to be givers and takers. And such is the truth. Also, I have to actually remind myself, yes, I hear you, Wendy. Me too. Asking is difficult. You made a really lovely comment yesterday in your scope, Daniel, about the difficulty receiving, how it can be very hard for some of us to receive. I think a lot of times when we receive, we can feel obligated, or we have a hard time letting love in and just having love. Likewise, we can have difficulty giving over love without expectation or obligation. So, we have to be givers and takers. But my key word begins with the letter R. This key ingredient that is a part of giving and taking in relationships. The key ingredient. Drum roll. You guys, I don't care if it's a business relationship, a friendship, a relationship with your child, and most certainly in intimate relationships, it's key. Boom, boom, Ryan. Reciprocity. Absolutely. It is essential. Reciprocity is the giving and receiving of goods or exchange or whatever we want to put in the blank. It's the giving and receiving of love, such that both participants are getting and giving, and it creates mutual interdependence. Relationships that aren't reciprocal end up either strained, tense, subject to resentment, or they just don't work at all and inevitably blow up or fall apart because someone feels overly impinged upon. Yes? Reciprocity. It's absolutely one of my favorite words. And a word, thank you, Ryan, a word I use all of the time, straight up to discern all of the different relationships I have. It is the clarifying word I use. Is this relationship I'm in reciprocal? Am I able to give and take? Are they able to give and take? And are we both involved in doing that together? Relational reciprocity. Excellent, Marty. Great way to put it. You're my official. Uh-oh, little brown nosing going on there. Just little brown nosing, just saying. Discern the word that is, oh no, the discerning word that is good. Yes, as a discerning word. And I've had to learn a lot the hard way. I'll be frank. I had a first marriage that I had to use this to finally decide ultimately whether or not we could journey forward. It was a big key because the relationship was so imbalanced. I was giving and giving and giving in a kind of codependent way, and he was great at receiving. And we have to be able to do both. If you're giving and giving and giving all of the time, that can end up actually feeling not good for the recipient. They end up feeling like overly needed and like you have agenda. But when you can have boundaries and say, you know what, I'm going to give this, but I need this. It has to have both. You've been there too. It's not healthy. And you can use it in your daily life to go, is that relationship with my friend, does it have give and take? Or am I just receiving, being needy and desperate, and letting them fill me up? But I am not giving back. I gave too much in the past and it burned me and made me a taker. I'm having to unlearn. That's a super great point. When we're hurt, our proclivity is to pull into a self-protective taking position. Been there, done that. Gotcha, I get it. And I missed Daniel's comment. I'm sure it was astute and wise. So that is the hot topic word, guys. Reciprocity. Relationships have to have reciprocity. If it doesn't have reciprocity, it's very likely unhealthy. And some rearranging, working through, or some real talk needs to be happening between the two of you to say, you know what, this is not really working. I am pouring into you, but I don't feel like something's coming back, and I need more. Or likewise, you feel yourself just taking, and you're not giving. It can remind you that, oh my goodness, I need to be giving and receiving love too. Now, when I say love, hi Andrew, welcome, thanks for being here. When I say love, it can be a lot of different things. And it's true in business relationships too. If we're giving help, if we're giving service, if we're giving wisdom, if we're giving strategies, that's a kind of love in business relationships. More intimately, it can be service, it can be affirmation, it can be touch, it can be words, it can be investment, involvement, proactivity, pursuit, reaching out, building up, encouraging. All of those can be forms of love that you give. But really, it's okay to say, I need those things too. And if they aren't happening, if that give and take isn't happening, then something is up. And something needs tweaked. Sometimes it is the discerning word that helps you know whether or not a relationship should continue, or it's way imbalanced and or toxic. Are you with me? You guys are great, and thank you for the hearts. Apparently, the hearts that are 1 heart per second, because that is the new thing on Periscope. We can't heart it up in the same way. Any questions about that, you guys? Thank you for your honest sharing and your transparency. Imbalanced relationships, yes, where one is giving, 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 and one is taking, 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 inevitably become harmful and or blow up because of the negative feelings that that generates inevitably over time. Yeah? Any questions about that? But we don't have to go out and come back in anymore. I know, you can stay here. And actually, I think that's the reason they're doing it, because what's going to be measured now on Periscope is engagement and length of time you're there. How can we work through that? Sorry if that you've said that already. Well, the working through of it is to ask yourself and look at not only yourself, am I adequately giving, and am I also asking for what I need or want? And is the person in the relationship in the relationship that I'm in with, I said that all wonky, are they also giving and asking for what they want and need? Because we need to not only pour out love, but assert on behalf of ourselves and what we need. It really is a kind of serving each other that way, right? Because nobody can love you in the way that you need unless they know how. They cannot read your mind. And so if they are willing and able to give love, but we aren't asking, they don't know how to do it. They don't know what we need. And then we sit there pouting because we're not getting what we need. Or we can. So thank you guys for being here. For those of you who jumped in late, some of you are already a part of the Amazing Intimacy Tribe on Facebook. If you're not, feel free to ask to join. That's a smaller, safer, more confidential group where we all get to know each other and talk about amazing intimacy and how to have it. Excellent. Hey, Mandy. Yes, catch the replay. If they expect you to read their minds, run. Or educate them. If you can educate them and they are willing to learn and they are teachable, then awesome. Maybe a keeper. Just saying. Hey, Lisa, thanks for coming on in. Thank you to those who shared me out today. I am here to help you create amazing intimacy in your lives and in your relationships. And I love when you come on in and I have the opportunity to engage in reciprocal relationship with you. Understanding our own personal value busts up the mindset. Yes, good point, Danielle. I'd love to hear more about that too. But yes, what our values are around relationships is super key. And what we know about relationships and what they need. You know, most of you know I'm a faith-based person, and we can love because God loves us. But then we have to have reciprocal relationship with God, right? It doesn't just happen. We have to work at it with the Lord. Likewise, in our own relationships, we have to work at it. There has to be give and take. Two people who can each give and take, who then give and take. Yes? Right. And you know what? As far as parenting is concerned, guys, this is a great teachable thing for your kids. Teaching them how to give and also how to ask for what they need or want. Key ingredients, because you are in the business of helping your little people grow up to do relationship well. And they need to learn how to be givers and takers. So hope you'll join the Amazing Intimacy Tribe. You can just search for that if you're interested in being in a smaller group, safer group, more confidential group, and a really fun group because of the likes of some of the people who you're seeing in the comments. If you haven't got your free stuff yet at AuthenticAndTrue.com, I would encourage you to go get your free stuff. There's an article there for you, and the link is in my profile. So thanks for coming on in, guys. I'm headed into the rest of my workday. It's great to be back on Scope after 10 days away. Thank you for those who watched my skiing scopes, crazy as I was. That was really fun to have you skiing with me. Daniel, you are a light in this world. Keep doing what you do. You are on the tail end of your 90 days. I'm so excited for you. It's been an incredible journey. Skiing was fun. So God bless you and keep you guys. Go create amazing intimacy. Take care, guys. See you soon.